Welcome to another episode of the vlog. It is another travel week, but it's kind of like an impromptu travel week in a way. A few weeks ago, I booked, maybe a month ago, I booked a trip to the coast, Oregon coast. So we are up in Washington, but the Oregon coast is way more fun, way more beautiful in my opinion. We're going to Cannon Beach, which is like Haystack Rock. So if you've ever seen the Goonies and you remember the big rocks, that is Cannon Beach. That's where we're going. Somewhere me and my wife tend to go when we need to get away. And this time we're bringing our daughter. We haven't brought her down there yet. She's been to other parts of the coast, but we're gonna go down there. We were supposed to go last week, but of course the 1 week in August that it was gonna rain and pour down rain and ruin the trip because we were gonna have a bulldog and a 7-year-old. That ain't fun on the beach. It was last weekend, so I scrambled, moved everything in my schedule around as best I could, canceled some stuff, and I moved the trip to this week. Thank God they had another room available that we could switch to. So we're going this weekend, but that means I got a lot to get done before the weekend. Right now it is 7:15 in the morning. I'm going on my morning run. This is like week 2 of getting back into running. So I got an easy run today, which is 3.5 miles at a just steady pace. And I'll do one of my runs this weekend on the beach, but I'm heading up here. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to be able to really tell. That's the mountain. There's a big cloud on the top of it, so it's hard to tell right now, but it's a beautiful area. Wish I could show more clearly. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the mountain because I post the mountain from our neighborhood all the time, but it's a beautiful area out here. So I'm actually driving up to this top part of the development I live in because I just like to run up here. As my miles get longer, in fact, it's actually perfect because there's a 3.5 mile loop, literally perfectly 3.5 miles. So today I'm gonna do 1 loop, and the whole time on a clear day like this in the morning, all you can see is the mountain when you're running by. So I absolutely love it. Woke up this morning, dove right into the word. A good morning for me is not touching anything with technology. So not logging into anything, not messaging anybody back, not working on any content, not doing anything if I can. If I can just sit there, read my Bible, then journal, and then go out and be active, that is a great day. So woke up 6:15, got my 7 hours, read my Bible while drinking some coffee, downed an electrolyte packet from Jocko Fuel Hydrate. Chews hard, gets you 20% off anything at JockoFuel.com. Drank that down, journaled while stretching my hip flexors, and then I did some foam rolling, some active release stuff with a lacrosse ball, just really getting the tissue loose, especially around my left knee because that one tends to give me issues just from the surgeries I've had. Did some leg swings, stuff like that. And then I headed out. And I'll share a clip of the Bible I read because it's a men's Bible. So if there's guys watching and you need something more specific to you, it's called Men of Character. My wife got it for me for Father's Day last year, and it's phenomenal because there's sections of it that are highlighted. If you're reading a scripture, it'll highlight a scripture and it takes you to a different section and breaks down lessons that actually apply to your life in leadership and fatherhood and building trust and relationships, just different wisdom, and then like some prompts for you to use inside your journal, like questions. It's phenomenal. I love it. And the way it has these takeaways is so cool. Anyway, got that done, jumped in my truck, ate one of my daughter's snacks. This is a mango fruit strip from Welch's. It's like 12 grams of carbs. So really not much, but it is a little bit of fuel, especially on a quick short run like this. 3.5 miles isn't crazy, so I don't need a ton. And then I will have this in my truck ready to go for right after I get done. This is another Jocko Fuel Hydrate, the ready to go version, which I love. Lemon lime is my go-to flavor. It's like just a classic electrolyte drink flavor. I'm gonna park. They're just constantly building out here, so you can just see it goes for like miles and miles and miles, and you can kind of see there she blows the mountain. It looks so tiny on this camera. It's crazy, but it is huge. So I'm gonna find parking. Once I get parked, I'm gonna jump out of the truck and start running. 3.5 miles. Here we go. Not as easy as it probably should have been. It's supposed to be an easy run today. When you don't run for a while, it's been since February, those first couple weeks are brutal, but 3.25 done. I hate when I do this, but my app said done, and so I just left it in my pocket, but I forgot to turn it off. So now my time says 31, and it was way less than that. I think my Garmin got it though. Oh yeah, my Garmin did get it. Oh no, it's still going too, 32. Oh gosh, no. Well, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. Or when you're in the moment, I guess. I just was like happy I was done, sweating my ass off. That's what I did during my half marathon. I did take a picture of my Garmin for proof. 27 minutes, 43 seconds, 3:25 distance during my half marathon. My Garmin didn't pick up the same distance as their course was. So I literally ran through the finish line, just grabbed the medal out of the dude's hand and kept running. Threw it around my neck and kept running until my Garmin said that I completed the whole 13.1 miles. You gotta have proof. Do it for the gram. Now, I'm gonna drive back home. I got my overnight oats, my typical breakfast waiting for me in the fridge. My daughter's probably just now waking up. It's still summer, so she's kind of sleeping in. And so typically now, after a run like that, I am going to go eat, hang out with the girls for 20 minutes, jump in the shower, and then I'm out the door heading to the office. And I've had this question too. I want to answer this because something I wanted to bring up is like, what do you listen to, right? Because I remember when I first started running, I was talking to my tattoo artist, who's a good friend of mine, who I'm actually going to be traveling out to Boise in a couple months to go get tattooed by, and I'll probably vlog that as well because he's working with me and I'm helping him get lean and get back in shape after having his kids and just being an entrepreneur. Moved to a new state, started a brick and mortar tattoo shop out there. It's just been a crazy year for him, so I'm gonna start helping him out as of this week. Actually, we start, and then I'm gonna go get tattooed in a couple months. But I asked him because he used to run marathon stuff, and I was like, bro, what do you listen to when you're running? And he's like, nothing, man, I just run. And that was like wild to me. Just being alone in your head for that long kind of gave me a little bit of anxiety. Probably not a good thing to get anxiety about. I probably should work on that, but I was like, I can't do that. So what I do, maybe who is similar to me, to where like it's even hard to read books sometimes because my ADHD just like, it's hard to stay focused. So I'll listen to audiobook while reading. I just went and bought a bunch of audibles, or went on Spotify because I have premium Spotify, which if you didn't know, you can just listen to audiobooks for free. It's part of the membership. Just downloaded a bunch of books that I needed to read on topics that I wanted to study. And then I'll save certain podcasts. Like today, I just listened to a podcast. It was Nick Bare's podcast, one of the Building the Brand series, which I really like. And I think I might do my own version of that, building a coaching brand, just because it's been a crazy 8 years. So I think it would be a good value add for the podcast listeners. But listen to that today, or I'll listen to a sermon. I never listen to music, literally. Very rarely. When I was doing my long runs, getting close to like 8 miles, and then it was eventually 10 miles and then 12 miles, in a single run, I would, because I'm not going to listen to an audiobook for that long. It's just a really long run. What I listen to while running is either a sermon, an audiobook, or worship music, or a combination of a sermon / audiobook and worship music. For whatever reason, man, I mean, I know what the reason is. It's because of God. And man, when you're running and just listening to worship music and feeling the Holy Spirit, it really is an enlightening experience. I think that's what got me into running so much. Anyway, I'm almost home. That's how close the run was for me. Beautiful day out here. I got to get busy because we're going to the beach this weekend. Currently debating whether or not to train because I am freaking exhausted. It is Wednesday, the 20th. Man, it is a wild week. I am going on vacation tomorrow, Thursday, the 21st. I am overly excited. My girls are excited. I cannot wait to get out of here. But because I switched up last minute, and because I'm an entrepreneur and this is just how it is, you end up working overtime just to get some off time. It's kind of just the way things are. And I feel like it's never discussed because most people think entrepreneurship is like working on a beach with your feet up, drinking margarita while you answer emails in the sand or something. It's not even remotely close to that. But this is a perfect situation. Monday night, I worked late. Tuesday night, last night, I worked late again. So I skipped going to cheerleading practice with my daughter both nights and had to work and do check-ins and do client work and do stuff for my team. And I had to take extra calls during the day because I have a lot of stuff on Thursday and Friday that I could not skip. They need to get done. Whether I want to take time off or not does not matter. At the end of the day, shit has to get done. So I've been doing it these last couple days. So now it is Wednesday and it is 3:48 p.m. and I am probably going to do my conditioning session. I'm debating whether or not to because I don't feel like doing it. But I'm probably gonna do some conditioning. Monday, I did my run in the morning. Then I did upper body. Yesterday, I went on a ruck in the morning and then I did legs in the evening, which was brutal, but really good. It was honestly one of the hardest leg sessions I've done in a while, like pretty damn sore, which makes me not want to do conditioning. But at the end of the day, I got to do it. I mean, now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm not going to be a puss. I got to get it done. I'm not dying. I'm not crippled. I'm not injured. I have no excuse. So I'm going to get that done. It's like a 30-minute session. And then I am going to, which is actually the same session I did last week. So if you watched last week, you saw me do the full conditioning session. The lower body was the same as the week before that in that vlog, because I'm doing the same thing, and I do the same thing for 3 to 4 weeks so I can progress. A lot of times you watch vlogs and people are doing different stuff every single time they hit the gym, but that is not reality. That's not what works. You have to do the same exact session week after week in order to progress it. So what I do is I actually have my videography here Monday, and then the next week Tuesday, then the next week Wednesday, then the next week Thursday, and we rotate them so that by the time we come back to Monday, it is a new session so you guys can see variations. But I do the same thing for 3 to 4 weeks in a row so I actually progress in the gym. Anyway, I'm going to hit this session, then I'm going to go home and take my daughter to cheerleading this week because I haven't yet this week, and I need to go to at least one. I love seeing her do her thing. And then we are excited to leave. But it's not as simple as sleeping in and then taking off. I'm going to let the girls sleep in tomorrow. I'm going to wake up early again tomorrow and get some stuff done before I go. So I was up early at 5:30 this morning, got some work done, came in, did a podcast with Garrett Unkelbach, who is a former Navy SEAL. He's the leader of a men's group in Dallas, Texas called Mighty Men, pastoring like 400 guys a weekend. It's wild. Really, really influential guy and mentor in my life. Love him to death. Powerful podcast that'll come out soon as this airs, maybe the same week actually. But got that done. Had 3 Zoom calls, 1 phone call, a lot of emails, some Loom video trainings to record, 3 videos I had to edit. It was a freaking nonstop day. I literally am just now taking a moment to take a breath and film before I work out. And then tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get up bright and early because I gotta get my upper body session in. I also have a meeting with my app developer and partner with the Tailored Trainer. Check out thetailoredtrainer.com, that's our app. I have a meeting with him bright and early. So I gotta get that done, some computer work, and I have to train before I leave because it is important to pour in your bucket and put your air mask on like in an airplane. You gotta serve yourself first. So I'm gonna wake up early, work out, get an upper body session in, take my meeting, and then I can just turn off and drive down the coast with my girls. But all in all, it has been a busy but productive week. I hit some PRs that I'll share on the screen since we're not gonna get a full training session in on this vlog. I did a 245-pound safety bar reverse lunge yesterday in my training session, which I was stoked about, especially going through back injury. So being able to load a lot on my back is good. But with the safety bar, 245 pounds, single leg, 5 per side. And then the session before that, my upper body session, I hit a 62-pound kettlebell bottoms up press, which I almost sharded, but I didn't. Kept my draws clean. And then I did a 62-pound weighted chin up for 4 reps, and I thought it was like a 0 RIR. I had nothing in the tank, but it just goes to show you should film yourself training because I watched the video and I clearly had more in the tank. I mean, I did 4 and it looked so good. I watched it. Even my wife watched it and was like, you could have done more. And now I feel like I have to. So I'm going to bump that up as well. But some good PRs. Training is going amazing. Today for conditioning, I'm going to be doing the same circuit. It's about 30 minutes, 30-second run, 30-second row, 30-second bike, 60-second walk, rinse and repeat, 12 rounds, 30 minutes total work. Staying at about that 70% of max heart rate, that aerobic pace the entire time. I want to just crank that out and I want to get home because I just want to sit in my big old camping lawn chair and watch my daughter do her thing at cheer. Good morning. It is 7:42 a.m. Pre-vacation work list getting checked off. I just got off of a meeting with my business partner and app developer to go over some new changes and features in the app, which are going to be amazing. We're working on this infinity style programming, which I think people are really going to like, and some cool extra features. And now I'm going to get a training session in. So edited some content, did some email work, had a meeting all before 7:30 a.m. all before 7 a.m. And then I had my meeting at 7 a.m. on my way to the gym, got here, pulled up the screen, went over some stuff with him. And now I'm about to train, but I got a cool gift last night. Some custom clips that say, choose hard. Like literally the coolest gift. And these are like the most heavy duty clips I've actually ever owned. If you've ever had some of these, there is not a weight falling off a bar with these. These are like so solid. But my good friend Lee, who comes in and lifts with me, he's actually been in the vlog. He was with us. Holy shit, I can't even. Gosh, I need 2 hands just to close them. He's been in the vlog on a leg day with me. Police officer out here doing amazing things for the community. Love him to death. He got me those, came in this nice case, super nice note. That's what I came home to on my porch last night. Was really pumped about that. But now I'm gonna get an upper body session in, and I actually have some pain in my bicep tendon, this anterior delt. I still need to get into the PT. I just haven't been taking the time to do it. So I'm gonna kind of modify today's session. I'm gonna start with a warm up, Two things inside my warm-up that I think are unbelievably helpful. The first one is a band giant set. I stole this from my guy, Dr. John Russin, who has been a friend in the past, a great strength coach, really well known in the industry. And I've also been hired to write articles for in the past, which, pro tip, if you're looking for a coach or you want to vet somebody, if they've created long form content pre-ChatGPT, that is a sign that they know what they're doing. I've done that plenty of times. Most of my career has been that way. But I used to write some articles for him on his site. It is a band face pull, a band over and back, and a band pull apart. Really in any of those orders, 10 reps each. Just blast your upper back and really opens up your shoulders. Another one that I always have in my upper body days is a bottoms up press. A lighter weight, slow tempo. You can do it tall kneeling, half kneeling, standing, but just going into a press. You can also do a carry and actually hold your arm out a little bit. So you're in this 90-degree angle and you have to control. It's a lot of stability, a lot of neural connection stuff. Really, really good for shoulder health, really good for baseball players and stuff like that. So I'm going to do those. And then I'm going to have mostly a pull day. I'm going to avoid any overhead pressing today. I have a high angle press. I'm going to avoid a dip. I'm going to avoid because of that internal rotation. And we're going to work through some chin-ups, some weighted chin-ups and bodyweight chin-ups. We're going to do some T-bar rows, really that wide grip hitting that upper back. I am going to be doing some push-ups in a deficit position just because I want to get that good stretch. And I can position my elbows at an angle that allows my shoulders to still feel good. I will be doing some arms after that. So really light day. I'm going to blast through it quick because I want to get out of here. It's already 7:30, 7:45. I got to stop by the store and grab a couple things before getting the girls and heading down to the Oregon coast to Haystack Rock, the Goonies, local town. If you've seen the Goonies, if you haven't, do you live under a rock? Or maybe you might be 14 years old or something. If you're a youngin', then I understand. But if you were born in the 90s or earlier, you should have seen the Goonies by now. I got a long drive today, 4 hours in the car. So I'm gonna hit this training session and then we're gonna go get the girls and go on vacation. 5 exercises, simple on paper, but with intensity and intention, becomes a really, really solid workout. A great trainer knows how to make a simple workout on paper unbelievably difficult. I just keep having all these thoughts in my head too. I had a podcast I did yesterday with a mentor of mine that I haven't spoken to in months. He truly changed my life and opened my eyes to so many things in regards to my faith, my business, my story, my purpose. It was a really, really good conversation. And then I had a couple calls. I had a group mentorship call and then a private one-on-one mentorship call with clients that hire me for mentoring. And the conversations just kept going in the same direction. And I just want to share that like everything does happen for a reason. Everything's intentional by God, even when we're not intentional or we don't intentionally do something. And I say that to say there has just been so many things in my life that I didn't understand. So many upsets, difficult moments, struggles, failures, moments of confusion, struggle, failure, depression, anxiety, overwhelm. But for every single one of those moments, there was a moment of triumph, a moment of victory, a win, something that positively impacted people, an impression. I left an impression upon me, a lesson. I shared a quote on my story on Instagram yesterday that said, go all in. You either fail and become wiser, or you succeed and you become a winner. But either way, it's a benefit. However, that's your perception. It's only a benefit if you recognize it as a benefit. And I think that's what I'm trying to share here is that it isn't until now. I've been coaching for almost 15 years. I've been running this business, Tailored Coaching Method, for almost 8. In October will be 8. It isn't until now, at the age of 33, mind you, isn't old, but I've been doing this since I was 18. So doing one single thing, one profession, one hobby, one passion, one purpose, one mission, one plan, one objective, one area of impact, the same thing every day, 15 years. Think about that. It's a long time. I'm proud of myself for the patience, but I can also look back now and go, I thought I knew my purpose, but I didn't. And it's not that I would change that. I'm glad I thought I knew, and it's okay to think you know. But in the moments you don't know, in the moments you're confused, in the moments you're lost, in the moments after you fail, it's just remembering that it's all a part of the bigger picture. It's all part of the bigger plan. Every failure leads to a lesson that provides an intentional plan and purpose and path that opens up for you. Doors open after every failure. Doors open after every lesson learned. That's what it should be, not failure. A door opens every time you learn the lesson from the failure. So just focus on learning the lesson. You're gonna fail. If I can give any piece of advice to younger trainers, younger entrepreneurs, and by younger I don't mean in age, I just mean anybody who is newer in business than me. Like I said, this business is gonna be 8 years old soon. It's a long time. Most people fail way before year 5. Super grateful to my team and proud of us for what we've done and built and continue to build. But it's now that I can sit here and go, I get it. I understand what you were trying to do. And I think I understand what you're about to do. But in 15 years, maybe that will expand again. Life is about expansion. Feeling really grateful, fulfilled. I hope that hits home. I mean, it's just been hitting me in the head so hard. I mean, even the proverb of the day yesterday and today, it was what the lesson was that rang in my head. The conversation I had with my ex-mentor, the guy that I worked with for a long time, who knows me better than damn near anybody, that's what came out of that podcast. His name's Garrett Unkelbach. Can't wait for you to hear that. That's what came out in my mentorship coaching calls. It's what's on my mind this morning. It's a good feeling. So, workout done, lesson of the day provided. Time to go grab a couple goodies from the store and then head to the beach. Oh, took big buddy on the road trip. You want to click the...
Yeah, which button?
Nope, definitely not that one. The very, very bottom one.
This one?
Yeah.
That's weird.
The red one was the emergency.
It's so beautiful here. I can't wait to go to our room.
I know.
Back up my
Almost didn't go.
I don't want to leave. I can't wait.
Tiny fit.
Oh, so which way? This way?
Uh-oh.
This way?
Got stuck. We made it. Out at the coast. Haystack Rock in the background. Bubba hanging with me. The girls way out there. That little tiny speck. My wife and daughter getting some water for the sandcastle they're gonna build. Our hotel's right up there, so we got a deck looking out to this ocean. This is what every business owner, entrepreneur, parent, really anybody in today's world that is just doing life at their best needs something like this every once in a while. Kick back, relax, recharge, and reset so you can come back full force, be the best version of yourself. Nothing like the ocean out here on the West Coast and the breeze from that ocean. I don't know, it does something to your mind and soul, I'll tell you that. You can see the bunnies. For whatever reason, I think it was they said in the 1980s, there's one right there in the middle, and then there's a couple over here to the side. A big truck just dropped off like a whole truckload of bunnies. So now a lot of these little cottages and stuff, you can stay here on Cannon Beach and they'll give you carrots and you can just chill and feed the bunnies. It is super bright in my face. Behind me, our hotel resort. Forgot my glasses this morning, but out for my morning walk. Plan was to go for a run today. Supposed to have a 3.75 mile run on the plan, but honestly, that bed did not do me well. My neck is terrible, my back kind of hurts, and after all the injuries I've gone through lately, which started with my neck, led into a low back injury, then a rib injury when I popped my rib out, bruised a part of my paraspinal muscles that helps my diaphragm expand and contract, as well as my rotation in my T-spine, which just left me basically crippled. My wife had to put my socks on for me at one point. It's just terrible. So I'm avoiding that. And I'm just gonna go for a walk. Took my dog for a walk this morning early. We're in this little beach town, so nothing opens until like 7:30 or 8. So I'm just like getting steps, killing time until things open. And I'm gonna pop into one of these little coffee shops and just read. Oh, some bunnies. They're just everywhere. Cutest little things. It is an amazing little town. Great getaway. Awesome place for a family. Awesome place for a married getaway too. The sunset was epic last night. I'm gonna get into this coffee shop, grab some coffee, journal, just check in on some of the business aspects because it helps me stay calm and chill. My two things on vacation, I typically like to get some kind of exercise early in the morning. And usually I bring a bunch of supplements with me. I'm bummed I forgot my greens drink, I forgot my hydration sticks. All those things come in handy when you're on vacation, just makes you feel better. Keeping as much of your routine as you can normal, because it's just nice to have your normal routine going on. It makes you feel better when you're gone. But now for me, that is basically exercise, and then usually exercise, journal, reading, try to get some of my morning routine done. And then just as long as I get some exercise in and I just touch on the business, it can seem like an unhealthy thing, but the reality is, as an entrepreneur, you're kind of always on and always plugged in. And for me, I've learned to compartmentalize better, but I need to just plug in, see if I got any messages from the team, make sure everything is going well, see if there's anything that needs to be done, schedule out some posts that go out, which are already done. So there's no creation aspect, no work. It's just literally schedule, click post, make sure things go out, and then I'm good. But if I can knock out those two things in the morning, I can just completely remove the rest of it from my mind and just be hanging out with my girls and really rest and recharge, which is the whole point of this trip, is to just get away, take a few days off work. Today we got a fun day, beach. We'll probably go back to the pool. We went in the pool and hot tub last night, swam around. So we'll probably go do the beach, play with some toys, maybe rent some like cool carts or something, go into town, buy some random knickknacks and antiques and just random stuff, because we're in this just podunk town. But do the basic stuff, get a good dinner, some drinks tonight, enjoy the rest of our vacation. Now I'm lost, so I'm gonna find this coffee shop. And just like that, vacation is over. It is Sunday night, 7:50 p.m. I'm super low on steps, so I'm just out here finishing up my steps out in the trails of my beautiful neighborhood. Wanted to pop in and just wrap up this vlog and really just share a couple little notes about the trip and about everything. Like, we're pretty private in general, so I try to avoid filming too much of stuff like that. So I didn't get as much footage as maybe I should have for the vlog. But to be honest with you, most of the time my phone was away. I had post scheduled, I'd wake up early, get a little bit of work done, and then I was just with the girls, playing on the beach, running around with the dog, doing the thing. And it was very much needed. I would say one thing I realized is that I used to do more of this, and I've been terrible about it because it's just been such a crazy year of the business, with growth, with some different setbacks we had to work through, team issues, removing certain people from the team, bringing in new people, training the new people, adding in new systems, creating new offers. Like, there's just been so much chaos inside of the business, good and bad, that I just haven't stepped away and taken time for myself. And my health felt it, my stress felt it, my hormones felt it, and my family felt it. And I think that's a side of things that people don't get to see. That's why I always like poke my wife, and I'm trying to get her to get on the podcast, because I think a lot of people forget how much of the baggage an entrepreneur has and how much of the weight on an entrepreneur's shoulders gets put on to their family, unfortunately. And I feel terrible about it at times, but my stress and everything that comes along with building a business and building a brand and doing something as positive as we are, right? And creating this culture and this community and this brand that impacts so many people in a positive way. There's a lot of sacrifice and a lot of stress that comes along with that. And that gets thrown at my family, not just at me. I feel like I do a really good job making sure I pay them back in the positive way. And I try to bring so much extra love and care and fun and passion, enthusiasm to my family and to my home, just to make sure that I pay what's owed, right? I pay my dues there, because it is one of those things that is just, I know it's hard on them, and they are 100% willing to put up with it. And they love what we do, and they love being a part of it, and they love me, so they do it. And I'm forever grateful. But anyway, people don't get to see that part. So lesson number one behind this is, like, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are busy, if you are working, if you are chasing a passion, if you're doing anything, take trips, take time away from the business, from the grind, from the dream, because you need it. I feel so unbelievably refreshed and recharged and reset and ready to grind and ready to grow and ready to push. I needed it. I needed it so bad, and my family needed it, and we had so much fun. And it's something, again, I think I just lost sight of. I forgot, right? And another thing that was really cool, that me and my wife had a really cool conversation as we're sitting on the beach looking out at Haystack Rock and on the Oregon coast, which is just out of a movie. I mean, literally, it's on the Goonies, but also it's just like insane how beautiful it is out there. And the guy's building us a fire from the resort, and we're sitting on the beach, sipping a glass of wine. My daughter's playing in the sand. We're getting ready to roast s'mores. And it was just like, man, we are so blessed. God has given us so much, and we are so grateful, and we are so blessed. And I told my wife, I think that this can sound bad, but if you really sit with it and you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. I think blessings from God are earned, and I think miracles from God are the unexpected, the surprising, the not necessarily earned, but the required. The miracles happen because God wants them to happen, and He has plans that He needs to make happen. But blessings are earned. Blessings come from hard work. They come from sweat, sacrifice, doing the right thing and being the right person as often as you can. I think a lot of people assume that you're so blessed or the blessings will come and they're just gonna fall in your lap, but that's not how this works. You know, you have to have purpose that you are chasing, a path that is aligned with your purpose. You have to give praise to God, and you have to work your ass off. I think blessings come from hard work and consistently being the right person doing the right thing, whether that is treating somebody the right way, again, following your path and your purpose, or just doing what's right. Doing what's right by the Lord, by the law, by life, treating people well, providing, protecting. So you want to live a blessed life, work your ass off and be a good human being. I guess that's the lesson behind it. But we felt very blessed as we were sitting there. And then we came home to a house we love, neighbors we love, an environment we love. It's all earned. Sunday night, the sunset's about to happen. I'm gonna make my way back home, prep some meals for the week, organize my week in my task manager. Then I'm gonna get some sleep because I am tired as hell. A lot of driving, a lot of bad sleep, bulldogs snoring keep me up, and a lot of exhaustion from just a good trip. So I'm gonna get home, prep my meals, get ready for the week, and we're gonna hit next week hard, which you'll see on the next episode. Peace.